A very warm, sunny, and pleasant afternoon to one and all present here. I'm very grateful to Professor Arvind Deshmukh sir, All India President MSI, for having given me this wonderful opportunity to host or anchor this session where we will honor the COVID warriors, the microbiologists. My name is Dr. A. Archana. I am an associate professor of microbiology at Swami Shraddhanand College, University of Delhi. I have been working for the past 25 years in this organization. I'm very happy to be serving as the Delhi unit president of MSI, and I'm really honored and thrilled to acknowledge the contribution of 212 COVID workers who are none other than the capable and dedicated microbiologists who gave their timely contribution in this testing time called the COVID era. I thank you all for gathering here to honor and thank the brave COVID warriors, our dear brave hearts. Friends, definitely it takes something unusual to take a courageous plunge to help others despite personal risk involved. But these 212 warriors have it in them. This includes some of my students, and I am truly proud of all the COVID warriors. One of my worthy students of second year, Ankit Rohilla, wrote these lines for the warriors. I quote, "COVID warriors, you are the greatest hero of the story. Your courage, intelligence, and compassion are the saving grace of nations worldwide. A big thanks to all COVID warriors for serving humanity in such a dark scenario. Although it is stormy now, but remember, rain doesn't last forever." Unquote. This time will not last, friends, but the fame and credit of these worthy COVID workers will do. Therefore, it is a long fight that originated from Wuhan, China in 2019 and took the form of a pandemic with no protocols of treatment available. Globally, lockdowns have been operational and it took a toll on every possible component of our lives, friends. Amidst all of it, these COVID warriors dedicated their service to the nation. Any admiration given to them isn't enough. Hence, MSI is holding this event to applaud their efforts. So let's start the program. I'm happy to announce that we have very respected chief guests, Dr. Rahul Varke, Director High Media, and Professor Pandit Vidyasagar sir, who is having a chain of laurels to his credit. He is a former VC of two esteemed universities. So I will come to giving their introduction with time. Right now, I want to introduce Mr. Shyam Patil, who is the project manager of the COVID Worker Army. And he's a scientist working in paint industry. He has lots of publications and patents to his credit. And he is the main mobilizing force of the COVID warriors. He has been sending a plethora of messages throughout 24/7 for many months now. And I have been also receiving, like others, his messages. Hats off to his efforts. He is the key person in filling the communication gap in the between the students and the COVID labs. So I invite Mr. Shyam Patil to come and enlighten us about this program. Over to you, Mr. Patil.
So one day I was sitting at home and was trying to search a lab nearby my house where I can go and contribute in this trying time of COVID-19. I couldn't find any lab or hospital nearby me where I can use my microbiology skill and help people around me. or help my nation or contribute in nation's fight against COVID-19. So thought came to mind that there might be many microbiologists who are sitting at home and willing to contribute somehow. So I created a simple Google form which I shared on the platforms of Microbiologists Society India. Dr. A.M. Deshmukh helped me and supported me to share it with many people. Eventually, we reached to the point where we could create a microbiology task force in India where 5,000 microbiologists showed interest in or their willingness to help nation in COVID-19 fight. Meanwhile, we also contacted labs and hospital and tried to understand their requirement, whether they need technical help or not, and whether they are in need of technical manpower or not. So there were few labs who responded to our queries, and they said yes, we are in need. Um, Even there are some labs in Mumbai where more than 50% of the technical manpower was provided through this initiative. So I basically connected the technical manpower located nearby the hospital or lab facility. Um, After 3 months of the COVID, I went back to my home and I also worked there and helped doctors over there in swab sample collection. I think that's where I could literally help on ground. And yeah, and Dr. Deshmukh and all the professors and even the volunteers supported this initiative very well, and it was successful only because of them. Only because of the almost 200-300 volunteers who participated in this initiative and responded to this initiative. I think almost 5 to 10% of the technical manpower in India were provided through this initiative. I think that summarizes what we did in this COVID-19. We did as a Microbiologists Society India volunteers in this initiative. I think that's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patil. We are very proud of you, and we need more dedicated microbiologists like you. And may God bless you with all your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I would like to invite Professor Arvind Deshmukh sir himself, who will enlighten us about the Society, Microbiologists Society of India. Dr.
Thank
Arvind
you.
Deshmukh sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Archana ma'am. Today, it is the happiest moment in my life. The reason is that I was studying microbiology subject for 40 years. And I came to know that microbiology can serve the humanity. Although it is a difficult time today for the world, but microbiologists are helping a lot. I am happy to tell Honorable Dr. Vidyasagar sir and Honorable Dr. Warke sir that our students dedicatedly, I am using the word dedicatedly, they were serving the nation, serving the humanity. And I am very thankful to Sham Pati, although he is like my student. He has worked for 24/7. He has made an appeal throughout the India, out of the India. Today, one fellow from Nepal, he has joined, one teacher from Nepal. We are working in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Throughout the India, about 300 students are working in different labs, right from southern part of India to up to Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan, West Bengal, and in all states, right from Sikkim. The students are working with a risk. We know that coronavirus is a highly infectious and very dangerous. In front of me, there is a Dr. Dilecta ma'am. She is from Goa. I know that she was working in lab and she got a COVID infection. She was in the hospital for 8 days. She got recovered due to the blessings of all well-wishers in India. Like that, 2, 3 students also were suffering from coronavirus while working in the COVID lab. But they were serving for the humanity. They were serving for the humanity. So it was my duty to appreciate them on behalf of Microbiology Society. And we put an idea with Dr. Girish Mahajan. He has taken our proposal and presented in front of Dr. Suhas Warke. And I'm very happy to tell you, they have sponsored us without asking anything, without telling them, without requesting many times. Means, although they are having a very big name in microbiology, but I will tell that they are having big name also in the social work. As a chief guest, we were in search of a great personality. Great in what sense? Great in academic, no doubt, but great in humanity. Really, Vidyasagar sir, I am a fan of your work, your administration, your academic. Always I love the persons which are academician, but more than academician, humans. And I know you as a best human being. So I'm very happy today. Both of you are chief guests today for the today's function. And all my students and my teachers who have worked, who are working still, they are working in the laboratory. Most of them are now getting salary. But in the beginning, they were working without salary. Some of them still working without any salary. I must call it as a devotion and dedication. So I'm very thankful for all audience today, all participants. I'm most thankful to the COVID warrior. They are my pillars. They are pillars of my subject. And in the future also, we'll dedicate our subject, techniques, our services for the betterment of the nation, for the betterment of human being. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So I'm very happy to take the program ahead after getting your blessing, sir, for everybody. And the design of this program, we know, is with some limitations because it's being conducted online. So first thing, the technical glitch, we should be prepared, but I hope it doesn't happen anymore. And the design is such that actually 212 mementos have been prepared and dispatched to the COVID workers throughout to encourage them and to recognize their efforts. But since all 212 people cannot speak online with some limitations, somebody is busy, somebody is not connected, and the time restraint is there. So that is why a few of them are here to share their views in 2 minutes each time. Let us honor the time very strictly so that we value everybody's time. So now I will start requesting these COVID workers who are there with us in today's session to speak for 2 minutes each. And I will start with, and before this, I should mention there are 3 people from adjoining countries of India, to whom I will come later on. The first COVID worker, the representative of all, is Miss Deepajyoti from Silchar.
Yes,
Yeah, very proud of you. You can start.
thank you, ma'am. Respected Professor Pandit Vidyasagar sir, Honorable Rahul Warke sir, Dr. M. Deshmukh Professor sir, and other members. Hi, Dr. Dipjyoti Pal. First of all, would like to thank the organizing committee of Microbiology Society for giving me the opportunity to share my experience for COVID services. So basically, I am working as a postdoctoral research associate in the Department of Microbiology, Assam University, and voluntarily provided services in BRDL, Viral Research Diagnostic Laboratory, which is a ICMR accredited lab in the Department of Microbiology, Silchar Medical College and Hospital. So I did services for around approximately 6 months from May to October 2020. So I basically did the perform the real-time PCR and data analysis as well as the RNA extraction. And along with this, I also I also guided many junior doctors and lab technicians about the detection systems and technically guide. So Silchar Medical College is one of the only tertiary referral hospital and the only single center in southern Assam. So which covers at least 37 lakhs population. So obviously there was a huge pressure. And after the first detection of this COVID patient from Assam, so there was a huge raise in samples. So we had to perform around 1,000 to 1,200 samples per day. So that was a very nervous and massive situations in the lab. So it's all about test and test. So and there was no fixed time for having lunch, dinner, or reaching a home at night. So luckily that I'm lucky enough that my family members had no issue with it and they supported me throughout the tenure. So I'm now very much thankful to Microbiology Society, extremely thankful to Microbiology Society of India for this award and recognizing my work in this duration in this COVID pandemic, and this is society is really an inspiration to me and to us all the microbiologists of India, because it encourages us in every aspects, like it's to build networks with national and international societies or researchers, and also by increasing the involvement with the various activities in microbiology, and also by gathering or engagement in industries or other stakeholders. So by conclude, before I finish, I just would like to convey that it's my proud privilege and honor to receive this award and also to be a life member of this society. Thank you thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you everyone.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Deepajyoti, and we are very proud of you. And we need more clones of people like you,
Thank
speaking
you,
in the
ma'am.
microbiology language.
Thank you, ma'am.
Keep it up. Proud of
Thank you,
you.
ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
God bless you. Now we'll go to the next one, Miss Madhuri Dixit from Hyderabad.
A very good afternoon to all of you. A very heartily good afternoon to Mr. Dr. A.M. Deshmukh, my teacher, my mentor, and he has encouraged me so much to join this community. As I was not in this field, but I switched my field just to work in this time of pandemic and serve the nation. And I heartily welcome the guests. And I'm honored that they are here to encourage us and distribute this token of memento or appreciation that is very helpful for us, not in the sense of honor or something, but just to keep the spirit high. I'm working in the Apollo Diagnostic Pune as senior scientific officer, doing all the analytical techniques and for RT-PCR and everything, leading the team of 6 to 7 people. And just now I have shifted to Pune. Before this, I was serving in the Hyderabad as in the lucid medical diagnostics. So I'm very thankful that all this appreciation and this program, whatever has been done by Sham Patil sir and Deshmukh sir, we were so encouraged. And yes, having a baby and a family, and then to keep the spirit to work in the lab, it's very courageous. And yes, everyone is doing very good. Some of my colleagues are doing without any pay or something. That's very appreciable, and I appreciate them from my bottom of heart. And we will be together and we'll fight this, we'll come over on this. we are together in this. That's all I have to say. I'm very thankful to all of you, ma'am, and I'm very thankful to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Keep going. Wish you more power.
Thank you
I
so much.
Yeah, we
Thank
wish people, all warriors like you, much more power to go on. And आप हैं तो हम हैं.
you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. So we move on to the third person. You can see they are all from all over India. So first was from Silchar, second was from Hyderabad and then Pune, and now another next one is from Goa, Dr. Miss Dialecta.
Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Dr. Archana, um, Dr. Deshmukh, and the chief guest for today's virtual function, and all the other honored guests and students who are present here for this function. I am Dr. Dilecta De Costa, Associate Professor of Microbiology at Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Kandola. I head the department and I'm also the PG coordinator. And I'm very privileged that I'm also the coordinator this year for Goa unit of MSI. And my thanks to Dr. Deshmukh and to Dr. Patankar for choosing me to be the coordinator. Right. So let me start with a COVID story. So when this originated in Wuhan, and then the news spread, and everybody was so upset with this virus taking a toll over the whole world. So that is the time, being a microbiologist, and that too, there are just 3 colleges in Goa which are offering microbiology. So I thought it is my duty, that I should do something for this cause. So it started with I framed and wrote with writing a letter to the CM and also to the Vice Chancellor, asking them to suspend classes. This was a way where if all students came and if one person had an infection, then it would just the infection could just be giving rise to everybody getting like a small epidemic in a college itself. So that was the first endeavor. Then soon after that, but people were not taking it seriously because nobody actually knew what was happening. But single-handedly, I did it. And then soon after that, Prime Minister Modi, he announced the Janta curfew, and then things started, taking shape, wherein lockdowns and things were announced. Right. But in the lockdown period too, I saw that, I kept the spirit going of my students and of my staff. So I conducted many competitions and things like that. And also we had a portion online. So all that thing was done. But still, I had this gut feeling that I have to do something more for my country. And being a microbiologist, I had to, endeavor and show my services in this. So that is the time when I decided that I should go to the hospital, and I went to the hospital. I met the medical superintendent and I said, Madam, I would like to give my services in the testing, because I knew by then the hospitals were overwhelmed, the doctors, nurses, etc. were, just too busy, and they could not catch up with the rising infection. So at first, you know how government institutions are, always there's red tapeism. So I was not given a green signal straight away. But later on, she did tell me, okay, you can start. So what you can do is you can go to the lab, get yourself acquainted with the technique of the testing. And that is what I did. And so I started with the Beta COVID TrueNet Beta COVID screening test. So I worked in the hospital for around 3 weeks and analyzed more than 1,000 samples. And that too, at that point of time, samples were increasing because anybody who was entering Goa from other states, they had to do the COVID testing. I mean, there were not many cases at that point of time, but quite a few cases, especially from the Rajdhani passengers, there were quite a few cases which were positive. So it was a risky thing to do, but nonetheless, I didn't think about anything else, not even my health, because I'm the risk group, because I'm 50. So, I didn't think about all that. I was just too happy to serve. And that is what I am very proud of doing today, is that I didn't look at my age or even though I'm a pressure patient, but I just went forward and I did what I had to do. And if we are supposed to be a role model, no, that means we have to do and show our students. We just cannot, lecture in class and expect the students to emulate us. So we have to work and we have to do in action, and then only we can be a role model for our students. So this is what I've done. Then, as Dr. Deshmukh said, that after that I got the infection. I know it was a nightmare when I got the infection because I went through hell. But I don't talk much of that. I just find myself quite, I mean, to say privileged because I did the testing, but I had to also know what that infection was. So I think God made me get the infection and I got it. And I got all right from the infection because of the, let me tell you, the medicines, yes, but also the people, the MSI people, my friends, my colleagues, and my students, the messages that I got, that was enough for me to get all right and come out of that disease. So it's the moral support, more the moral support that I got. And today I'm here talking in front of you, even after getting a very severe COVID infection. And even after I got all right, still that, that zeal is still there in me that I want to help. And there was this case where somebody, the doctor rang me and said, see, madam, you have got all right and your antibody titer will be high. So, I mean, will you be able to donate your plasma? And I said, yes. And that very moment, I got out of the house to go to the hospital to give my blood. But the thing is, since they told me that, madam, so sorry, you cannot donate because of the trolley, because I have, I mean, I've got children and, ladies cannot donate the plasma. So because of that, I couldn't. But anything else, I am always ready to do it. No doubt after I finished the testing and all, I had to join college. So now I'm not able to, but nonetheless, I will always be very proud that I've worked and I would like to do more work. And I'm really hats off to Sham Patil for doing this wonderful job that he's doing. And again, my gratitude to MSI. And now I will conclude with just this. We need to wash not our just our hands. We need to cleanse our thoughts. We need to elevate humanity as the virus is fought. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Director DeCosta, ma'am. Thank you so much. You said it right that preaching doesn't help. What helps, what works is the exemplification to set a good example. I'm also a believer of that. And we are really proud of COVID warriors like you. Nothing could stop you. So many factors were against you, but you have set a good example, and we are very proud of you. Stay blessed. Yeah. So we now move on to the next person, next COVID warrior from yet another place, Gulbarga. From Gulbarga, it is Dr. Miss Deepti. May I call upon Dr. Deepti, please? Dr. Deepti, are you there?
I think she is not there, I think.
Okay. Okay, still we send our greetings and blessings to Dr. Deepti and all others. Among the 212 warriors, and the number is increasing. And soon, with the help of High Media Industries, we are going to honor 100 or more warriors. Whoever comes and joins will be encouraged from the platform of MSI. So now I move to the next category. There are representatives from various countries, neighboring countries. So Dr. Chandrakanta from Sri Lanka, is she there?
No, Chandrakanta is not there.
Okay. Dr. Sohail from Bangladesh?
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Sohail, over to you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Yes, I am here.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to thank you, Dr. Arvind Deshmukh sir, Archana ma'am, and others for inviting me such a very, very encouraging and prestigious session to thank our COVID warrior. I'd like to thank the organizer and the chair of the session and rest of all of you are here. Similar like India, in Bangladesh, after pandemic started, we are really very panic, and we had no prior experience on COVID testing, and we had not any established lab. So government took very strong initiative to initiate the COVID-19 testing labs, RT-PCR labs. But at that time, there was not much technical persons available there. But some of these really young people, those who has some knowledge about real-time PCR and RT-PCR, they came forward and they help government and other agencies to establish the lab. So similarly, some other company, because we had very machineries limitations, technical hands limitations. So those guys, I am saluting them. They didn't ask any favor from the government. They didn't ask anything, and they did even fear about the COVID-19. They roaming around the country and established many labs for free service. After that, biotechnology students, microbiology students, biochemistry students, those they invited them and give them short training and engaged those labs. Right now, we have more than 50 labs, and there are around 100 students by rotation. They are working. So those COVID warrior, Dr. Deshmukh sir told me that we should appreciate them through this Microbiologist Society, Microbiologist Society Bangladesh chapter. So we are planning to give them a memento, and actually it's nothing for them, but we are just appreciating them, we are remembering them, and we are with them. That's the point actually. Many of them got infected like this Dicosta ma'am and others, but still they didn't get their hopes, so they are still working there. I am very much appreciating this initiative, and I would like to come forward and go forward to pursue here in Bangladesh. And definitely Microbiology Society is doing wonderful job. Best of luck. Everybody stay safe, and please keep your remembering to us in your prayer as well. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sohail. Thank you, Dr. Sohail. So Dr. Sohail is representing MSI at Bangladesh and doing that part at Bangladesh, which Professor Deshmukh sir and his team is doing here in India.
Thank you.
Together we rock, and thank you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And lastly, I would like to call upon Mr. Anoop from Nepal, who is doing the same work at Nepal. Is he there?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Respected Dr. Deshmukh sir, today's chief guest, respected Dr. Vidyasagar Pandit sir, Dr. Rahul Warke sir, representatives from different countries and representatives from different parts of India. First of all, it's a great pleasure for me to be associated or to be connected with such a beautiful program, acknowledging or felicitating those who are working for the COVID-19 or who are the real heroes of today's world. Regarding Nepal, we know that during this pandemic situation, the world attention has been dedicated stopping the transmission of these viral diseases. So most of the people are maintaining the social distancing. They are busy in vaccine production and these sort of the activities. Though I'm not directly involved in the work, I'm acting as a medium or the means to collect or gather the information regarding those students, those microbiologists who is working in the field, who are real COVID warriors in case of the Nepal. And I would like to say one thing that, as you know, Nepal is a developing country. We do not have the much more well-established and sophisticated lab over here for the diagnosis of the COVID. So the students here, microbiology students here, some group of the students here is working to establish the lab They are collecting the sample for that. They are in the clinical specimen collection. They are diagnosing the disease. They are giving training to the new ones, and as well as some sort of the upliftment of the lab, as well as the optimization of the protocol for the diagnosis of the disease. And as Arvind sir told me to gather the names of those COVID warriors, because he is going to felicitate or going to acknowledge them. So it's a great pleasure for our country also that these students get encouraged, or they get motivated to do much more. So I would like to thank Dr. Desmukh once again, because he has not created the boundary for microbiologists, and definitely it will encourage and motivate students to do more in the field. And I would like to recall the name of some of the students who are really working hard in this COVID crisis situation. Uh, they are Anil Kumar Saha, Biraj Lohani, Deepak Sharma, Ajit Ray Yadav. These are the frontline workers who are establishing the lab, who are uplifting the lab, who are diagnosing the disease. And in coming days, in association with the Microbiology Society India, we are going to felicitate them also. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anup. And you said it right, that it goes a long way to encourage the willing workers. So I have to also announce in this context that the COVID warriors from Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Nepal, these countries, as you said, without any boundaries, you're also our own. That's what we feel, and we are together in this cause. So these people are going to receive their mementos within 1 month of time. The work is in progress, and the mementos are being prepared and dispatched.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we heard about a number of COVID warriors and also a number of coordinators in the adjoining countries, 2 of them. And so we know the design of this work, very well planned and executed by Deshmukh sir and his team. I'm also one of, like, in his team only, in another way, in conducting and facilitating this information to all. So after hearing these heartwarming inputs from all of these, now we move on to the next much awaited section. That is, we now invite our both chief guests one by one to address this August gathering. First, I will describe who Dr. Rahul Varke is, our first chief guest. He is from Mumbai. He studied from Institute of Chemical Technology. Then he moved on to do a biological warfare program. He enrolled for this program and worked with US Navy, continued his research at Maryland, USA till 2004. After that, when he returned, he joined High Media, the company, and he contributed immensely there. He took the company to the next level. And to name a few worth mentioning things in very short, also very unique things he has done, he contributed in developing animal-free microbiological culture media, which found application in vaccine and biopharma industries. He is a next generation leader. He benefited High Media a great deal. Dr. Varke represents Bureau of Standards, BIS, as a technical expert in food microbiology at ISO Committee of Food Testing. He is a life member of ASM, that is American Society of Microbiology. His interest, besides being in science and technology, is that he is interested in high altitude trekking. It's also very important to be an all-rounder, to have such interests, which keeps you healthy and happy. And He has a number of publications, international publications, as well as patents to his credit. So we have him with us. We are very lucky. And I request him to say, encourage the gathering. And Dr. Rahul Warke, can you see that your gesture, your involvement has put so much of encouragement and smiles on everybody's faces? So I invite you with great respect, Dr. Rahul Warke, please address the gathering. Dr.
One
Warke.
minute, one minute. I will interfere here.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for interruption.
No, sir.
Before that, I will request Rahul Warke to present the memento.
Okay.
To the two COVID warriors, they are in your office.
Yes.
So we will be happy to see.
Yeah, Dr. Sham Patil is there?
Yes, ma'am. Can you see?
Okay. Yes. Little back again.
There's a wall, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Should not be taking it, but yes. Yeah. The COVID was.
One more girl is there.
Yeah. I'm not recollecting your name. Could you tell your name, please?
Bhagyashri Soni.
Yeah, Bhagyashri Soni. Yeah, okay. Bhagyashri Soni and Sham Patil, many congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let us clap for all the COVID warriors. Please unmute and clap for all the COVID warriors.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Rahul Warke, sir. Please proceed.
Yes, sir.
So please don't call me sir, but yes, but so thank you again, Dr. Archana, for the kind words, and respected honorable Professor Vidyasagar Pandit sir, and Dr. Deshmukh sir, and all the audience in this new standard or the new normal of electronic gatherings. So this pandemic has been a challenge as well as an opportunity for us as microbiologists, not to profit. Of course, one can also profit, but most important is the science which has come out of this pandemic is of great value to us as microbiologists. For the first time, the mankind has really understood, I mean, not the first time, but in this last 100 years, we have come to realize and understand that how much a microorganism can ruin the entire economy, the entire global setup. And this kind of gives us microbiologists an opportunity. So this is where the opportunity is. And I say this because while doing my PhD in 2099, I was working on enterotoxic E. coli. And there was a very small epidemic of cholera which happened outside Mumbai. And I was the only student doing my research. And for some reason, I just went and collected samples and I tested it. And I got a lot of research out of it. My entire PhD was done on that. Of course, because I was working in a biological warfare department, I couldn't publish all the data. But to tell all the microbiologists in this forum today that this can be a good opportunity for science and opportunity to service, which all of you have really lived up to it and have really done a great job. At High Media, we've done our bit, encouraging you and the Microbiologists Society with Dr. Deshmukh is the least we can do to this young generation, where I really appreciate and see how everybody has come forward, Sham here and all these students here, they have really come forward and volunteered in these dangerous times. We know living in urban cities, how difficult it was getting out of homes, getting into public places. Even when we would come back home from work, we were discriminated by our own neighbors. So in such situation where your neighbors, your relatives, your own family is kind of not very happy about you going and working in this environment, this kind of sacrifices done by young microbiologists is really appreciated. And I hope the more people come to know about this, we will see how we can take it to different forums and make this more popular. And this is going to be a good learning lesson. But my recommendation to all microbiologists is that please, as students, try to understand how you can take an advantage of this in terms of a science, take an opportunity, see what research will come out of it, what will go to the next pandemic, how is mankind going to be better prepared, how we can come up with better drugs, better vaccines, better diagnostic tools. That is very important, and that is something industry and academia have always worked together. With Microbiology Society, Dr. Deshmukh, we started working closely, and we feel that it's a nice forum for both of us to work together and give a lot of opportunities to the new generation. I come from a generation where these opportunities were very less. Unfortunately, there was not much of dialogue between the industry and academia. This is increasing. In high media, we also did our own share of COVID volunteering. To start with, we were the only company initially making the viral transport medium. So directly the PMO office was in touch with us. Every day we were sending out thousands and lakhs of kits to pan India. We were also only manufacturers of viral RNA extraction kits. 3-4 months down the line, the whole thing opened up. There's a lot of tests now. There are a lot of this thing. But I remember the first 4 months, we used to go every day to work. We took special permission. The government of India, especially the PMO office, was so helpful, and they were giving us tremendous push and encouragement. And they said that you have to do this, otherwise there will be no testing in this country. We did that. We stood up to this challenge at High Media, and the credit goes to our team. I mean, we had microbiologists who came down, who were actually sitting on machines and filling viral transport medium into tubes. Our RNA extraction kits were also being used post because we had the complete product line, the transportation, the swabs, and then the extraction. The RT-PCR kit, because of some technical issues, was not approved initially, but now it is also approved, and so we have the entire solution right from extraction. We had also developed automated systems, and all these, I remember we were selling them, taking help of the government to get tests to all parts of the country, right from Delhi to as far as Assam. The government of India was really, and so our team really worked hard. All of them stood, the people, they came up, they came forward, they said, sir, we don't mind, even if there are people who stayed back in the factories and offices and the laboratories for days together. So we did our share, and I know what it took for all these volunteers, the COVID warriors, how difficult these times were. Every day I would get out of the house in the morning. By the time I come back in the evening, I had to cross at least 5 to 6 police checks. Every time explaining them that what we are doing and how important it is. We had letters from ICMR everywhere. But in all these challenges, the way COVID warriors have worked, and trust me, I was not even coming across any patients. So what they have come across is something which is commendable. I mean, the way things were so bad in the month of May and April that if somebody was COVID positive, he was extremely discriminated. So going to that person's place, taking his sample, then bringing it to the lab, analyzing this is something which is a big learning experience for all microbiologists. I wish we had, as a student, the only thing I could sample was an outbreak of cholera where I was taking rectal swabs and things like that. But unfortunately, this was an experience because the whole world was and in this crisis. So I really appreciate, and we would be more than happy in the future to work with all the COVID warriors. Whatever we can do as an industry, we will always support them, help them. We are always, so High Media started as a company to serve India, and we started manufacturing products which could not be imported, were being imported into the country. So in the field of microbiology, High Media has strived to be an independent. So in today's world, Atmanirbhar company. So everything we make is made in India. Everything we sell is for India, and we want the Indian scientists and the academia, the industry to benefit the most out of it. Another few products which we could not stop making were our microbiology media. So as the name goes, we are a media manufacturing company. All the pharmaceutical companies were completely dependent on us for these plates and these products, because if they said, so I can't take names, but all the big insulin manufacturing, vaccine manufacturing, injectable drug manufacturing, they said, if you stop sending plates, we'll have to shut down our facility. So you better take whatever permissions needed. And we want because everybody was in need of all these life-saving drugs, right from uh, vaccines to insulins to steroids, and all these facilities all these manufacturing products are being manufactured in India, and these facilities are have been dependent on us to supply them good products. So we were also, so in this whole lockdown, we had our plate manufacturing, powder manufacturing facilities side by side, making viral transport medium, RNA extraction kits. So this was an experience for us also, and we stood up to it. My team, my high media team, really did a lot of hard work. Everybody, people, girls, women who had kids, they came to work. They took challenges, and they really helped us out. So much so that they were more keen that, sir, can we come tomorrow? I will come. We'll do whatever is needed. So we took care of them, and so we could sail through this, because testing was very important, and getting these products to the end user, getting the kits, getting the tests, getting the PCR machines to everybody was of great importance, and we stood up to that. So I would now, most important is ahead we have to learn as a community, as a microbiology community, what we can do better for this country, for the future. We can help the society, how we can contribute to this in terms of not only as science through this COVID warrior situation. I see we have helped our country more than being scientists. We have worked them, we have helped them in terms of becoming volunteers, doing things which nobody, even the clinicians, were not doing. All of them were just sitting at home. I say this because I have a lot of clinical doctor friends, and who said, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to do this. But these microbiologists, they went out, they took the challenges. Even though the people whom they were sampling, they wouldn't want them to be in their house, but they had to do this job. So this is a commendable job, and I congratulate all the COVID warriors again. I thank Dr. Deshmukh, sir, for appreciating their hard work, and also encourage, sir, that we have more and more such gatherings and encouraging programs for the young generation, so that they understand that microbiology is much more than the petri dish, and it is much more beyond a PCR machine. So this is an opportunity as well as a challenge, and we stood up to it. So thank you, sir, again. I will hand over to Dr. Archana, and thank you again.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rahul Warke. And everything you said made a great impact. You explained things really well. Probably now some students are getting inspiration to go in the industry like you and make more positive difference following your footsteps. And I think academia and industry rock together. They are all interdependent. Academia actually has the backbone. Industry is the backbone of academia. So unless we get good quality products and so much of support for this kind of cause from you, that too wholeheartedly, in such a humble manner, we are really grateful. And let's continue the association. And you have said many inspiring things. Thank you, Dr. Warke.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So now we move on to our very, very esteemed and respected Dr. Vidyasagar Pandit sir, Professor Vidyasagar Pandit sir, who is here with us. It's our sheer good luck that he is here with us. He has a very glorious candidature, and it's a long list. So now get ready to hear about him. He has so many achievements, and so he's an inspiration to us. Dr. Vidyasagar Pandit sir, He did his MSc PhD in physics, specializing later on in biophysics. He has motivated, designed, and taught many undergraduate and postgraduate syllabi. His interest went on to the medical instrumentation, and he opened a number of prestigious courses, specialized courses, and he has that to his credit. He has served, now I'll read it now. It's a long list. So he has served as the director, School of Basic Medical Sciences from 1991 to 2006, and the last 7 years were in the professor's grade. He has served as director, Board of College and University Development, University of Pune from 2006 to 2009. Very important, he has total 10 years in professor's grade as head of the department in the university. He has served as director, Bioinformatics Center, University of Pune, director, School of Energy Studies, held charge as acting vice chancellor of University of Pune more than 6 times. Just imagine. He has served as registrar, University of Pune in 2002, chairman, MSc examination, many years, 87 to 92, member of 10th Plan Committee, University Grand Commission, New Delhi in 2003. So we are really lucky that he is among us to encourage, inspire the youngsters and even all of us. And it's a sheer pleasure, delight, and many thanks to you, sir. Over to you, sir.
1 minute, one minute. Again, little bit. I will interfere, sir. Please forgive me.
Yes, sir.
Doctor.
Mr. Ved Pathak is there with you, sir?
Yeah. No, yeah. He will give the memento to Ved Pathak. But
Yeah.
before that, I would like to add few things.
Okay.
After Pune University, he joined as a vice chancellor of Swami Ramananda Tirtha Marathwada University, Nanded.
Okay.
For 5 years, he worked there without any hindrance from any community. His administration was so excellent that, and the development he has carried out during his tenure, still remembered by everyone in Nanded. He is a thorough gentleman. He is a human being and administrator. Combination is very difficult. And although he is retired, still he is working 24/7. Means I can see that many places he is interacting with the teachers, students, scientists, and laymen. So we are very fortunate that Dr. Vidyasagar, because of Dr. Avasthi again, I will tell you, principal of Latur, he has communicated and Dr. Vidyasagar has agreed and accepted today's invitation. So I will request Dr. Vidyasagar sir to offer the memento to Ved Pathak. Ved Pathak is present there, I think. Ved Pathak has called me. He told that I am at his residence. So Ved, please sir, unmute. Sir.
No, unfortunately, what happened, he had come. I have actually given him the memento and we took a photograph, but now he's not with me right now.
Okay.
No
Thank you. Means he has taken a memento from your hands.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for appreciating our student as a representative. Ved Pathak is one representative, but today 212 mementos have been dispatched to the students.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay, let me begin. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Proceed.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Now in this function of memento distribution for COVID-19 warriors, which is organized by Microbiologists Society of India and High Media Laboratory Private Limited. I am very happy to participate in this particular function as there are many dignitaries who are participating. Dr. Deshmukh is there, Dr. Varke is there, Archana ma'am is there, Dr. Sham Patil is there. And in fact, I have been participating in functions which are related to COVID. And this is the third one. But I will tell you that this is the most unique. Because earlier two also have their own importance. The one was of the teachers who actually in rural areas continued their education with the students, and they have to face a lot of difficulties. But in spite of that, they educated children in the rural areas, and we felicitated teachers from 80 such schools. The another was actually a program which was organized by Swarup Vardini, where another microbiologist, Dr. Devpurkar, was involved. And he also carried out a very good function where students were involved in answering the questions related to COVID and all. But in spite of that, the present function and the program is really novel and unique because it has many features which are not with the other two functions. Let me say that this is a pandemic, we say, means it's just like a catastrophe. And these catastrophes have occurred in last 200, 300 years, which we remember, like plague in Europe was very devastating. Then you can remember the plague in Latur that also caused a havoc in India. Then Bengal famine, we remember. Second World War. Means on that line, this COVID pandemic is actually can be put up. And that's why warrior, this word is very appropriate. Because warrior means actually brave and experienced soldiers. Though these students may not be experienced, but they are brave. And I am sure that in due course of time, they will become experienced and they will contribute more and more towards these things. Now, COVID has affected all aspects of our life. We know that economy is affected, education is affected, health is the most important parameter which is affected. And on this background, these people are not only offering technical service, means they are also providing psychological support to these patients. They are talking to them, they are making them aware, and that is very important. And apart from that, they are risking their life. Means as we have heard from many, say people who have actually participated in this program, and it's very heartening because this will set an example for others. And I think this program should be given wide publicity, because not because we want publicity, but because this will be an ideal, say, a kind of a program which will inspire many others. And I will tell you that Indians, this is the character of Indians, and that is also coming out of this program. Because you know that in USA, there was this Katrina, it's a typhoon was there. And that time when the electricity went, people started looting. But that didn't happen in Mumbai when there was a rain on 26th of June. People started helping each other. And this character we have to preserve. And we have to take forward this character. And that's why I congratulate Dr. Deshmukh for bringing out such a program, because it has many connotations. The first one is it is an education value. You know that we talk about experiential learning. Now, what is experiential learning? This is what is done by this program. Because students, who are students, they are learning. Even those who are teachers, they are also learning more and more because they are being exposed to the practical things. And that is a very good aspect of this program. Now, second thing is values. Means we say inculcation of values. Say values cannot be inculcated by just giving lectures. Unless you do something, you are involved in that, then only there is an inculcation of values. And here, people are doing selfless service. Students are doing selfless service. And that will teach them these values, which otherwise they will not be able to learn from anywhere. Because this is a kind of a social sensitivity which they are showing. And what we teach in NSS, about NSS. So when we teach these values in NSS, now they have some effect, but unless the students are involved in the activities, it will not have lasting effect. Now this program, I am sure it will have a lasting effect, and there are many role models which have come up. The third thing is that this has brought out the international coordination. See, this is a non-governmental program. This we have to understand, and this is carried out by two persons, means Dr. Deshmukh, Dr. Shan Patil, and few others are helping them. So with this a small group, they are doing a huge task without any help, monetary or otherwise, from the government. And I think this is the best aspect of this particular program. And this will have a long effect, because this COVID pandemic is only one difficulty which we are facing. But in future, we have to face many other difficulties. That all of you are scientists, and you know that we are facing the difficulties like climate change is there, then effect on biodiversity is there. And the most challenging things will be the new viruses which are coming, because this is only one virus which has caused so much havoc. If more and more viruses start coming, then we have to be prepared for that. And I think this experience will help to face those challenges which will be coming in future. And that is why this program is very important. And let me say that these young people have set an best example to follow. They have made their nations proud. Means we have, say, participants from Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and of course from India, from various states. And they have done a job which will definitely make their nations proud. And that is why I congratulate the organizers and all the people who are involved in this, and put on record my appreciation for the work which is done by MSI and High-Tech Biolaboratories. So with these words, I thank Dr. Deshmukh for giving me opportunity to participate in this particular function and say a few words on this occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your enlightening words, words of wisdom and understanding. Yeah, we learned a lot, and we really look up to you, and your blessings, your encouragement is very, very precious, sir. And so Deshmukh sir, please say a few words. After that, I will call for vote of thanks, sir.
Okay, already I have talked, and now you see, action is always better than words. And Microbiology Society has served the country. Again, I am coming to the same point. Microbiology Society is loving microbiology subject. Our main goal, and let me tell again, Dr. Vidyasagar sir and Varke sir also. Many teachers and many scientists are with me. I am not alone. And they are selflessly working. I will not take the name of anyone, because many industry working in industries, many microbiologists, they are with us. Many teachers are with us, and they are serving the humanity and country for the subject. And let me tell you again, in every corner of India, I am reiterating, every corner of India, right from Agartala, right from every university of Rajasthan and every university in Kerala, our representatives are there. We are sure in the future we'll do the miracle. Miracle in the sense, serving the nation, increasing the popularity and importance of the subject. And definitely the support like you, like Varke sir, and support of the big personalities, eminent personalities like Vidyasagar sir, Definitely, they have boosted our moral, our courage, and our sense of serving the nation. So, thank you very much. Thank you, all the COVID warrior also. This is the best opportunity to again appreciate. As rightly Varke sir has told, memento is only one way. It is not the complete. It is a expression of our feelings. So we are really thankful to the courage of all warriors. And now again, I am going to Archana ma'am for the next proceeding. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I feel really blessed to be and privileged to be a part of this program. It's really heartwarming. And authorities like you and Vidya Sagar sir and Rahul Varkeji, everybody, they are contributing their bit so much nicely that we are getting more inspiration to do some more meaningful work. Thanks a lot. Now, let's proceed to the last section, which is the vote of thanks, for which I invite Dr. Prashant Vakte, who is Dean of Science Faculty and Principal of DSM College, Parbhani, and he is a founder member of MSI in 1996. He was among those people who started this society and utilized this platform for many worthy causes like the one which we are discussing today, that is COVID-19. So, Dr. Vakte, please welcome to say the vote of thanks.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Archana. On behalf of Executive Council of MSI and the organizing committee of COVID-19 Warrior Memento Distribution Function, we are really delighted the Executive Council for the reason is that this is, as Professor Vidyasagar said, that this is an innovative program. And as an executive member of this MSI, why we are delighted is that we could make it out for last 6 to 7, 8 months practically feasible. Secondly, important is that we have two important guests today. One is from industry and another is from academia. And that is the unique of this particular program. Where we really thankful to Honorable Dr. Pandit Vidyasagar sir, who was the former Vice Chancellor of Swami Ramanand Tirth Maharaj University, Nanded. And he is not the man of only words, but he is also a man of action, as he told us. In our university, really he made our syllabus in such a fashion that the skill enhancement program, which was really put into the syllabus by his tenure. And that was the first time in Maharashtra where we could make the choice-based credit program in our university. At that time, I was the coordinator for science faculty, and I was fortunate enough to get his guidance in those days in how we could work not only with the words but also with the action in our university. Thank you, sir, for your inspirational words, which is always inspire all of us and personally to me as well. Thank you for your valuable time and presence, sir, for this particular program. And second important person is really a stalwart in the industry. We always, all of microbiologists gives the example of high media industries and Dr. Rahul Warke, sir. Rahul Warke, sir, don't need any introduction, but as MSI is concerned, I am really thankful, sir, for your presence, guidance, and a kind support today and in future also to make such events more successful through MSI platform. I'm also thankful to all the different warriors. The number has been increasing. 212 number is not a small number in India, and out of them, 100 more than 100 are practically we are in last month I think we have conducted a program also, and we have discussed with them. I'm also thankful as executive member to Dr. Mr. Sham Patil, who literally worked for more than 6 to 8 months continuously 24/7 to make this particular thing really fruitful and eventful for the country. Not only the innovative idea, as Professor said, that which came from Professor Mahajan. I am very much thankful to Dr. Mahajan for suggesting the MSI to proceed for such kind of programs, and then Dr. Deshmukh really took into all the event in practical. So Professor Mahajan and the team also, we are very much thankful for them. And lastly but not the least, we are very much thankful to High Media team for sponsoring the program, for making this program more successful. And wherever the high media comes in picture in microbiology, all the microbiologists get delighted. I would like to tell Professor Varke also for this reason. Finally, our beloved president of our society, Dr. A.M. Deshmukh. Thank you, sir, for chairing today's session, and your guidance makes us always in a particular direction. We are also thankful to the today's program for Dr. Archana for handling a beautiful program. And finally, not the least, those warriors. The number was 7 around Deepajyoti from Silchar, Madhuri Dixit from Hyderabad, Dr. Miss Dilekta from Goa. I think Chandrakanta could not join. Dr. Sohel from Bangladesh, Mr. Anup from Nepal. I'm really thankful to all of them for giving their valuable time with all of us and sharing their experience as a COVID warrior. Thank you, all of you. I'm giving the charge of this program to Dr. Archana. Back, please. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir. You really did it very well. And it's a very overwhelming kind of a feeling now. So many people came together for this program. In the chat box, I can see a student who happens to be my student only, final year BSc Honors Microbiology student, Rakesh Kumar, who is also an NSS volunteer. Sir, can we allow him 1 minute time to recite a poem for these COVID warriors?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yes.
Thank you.
Happy.
Yeah, thank you. Rakesh, go on, beta.
Thanks, ma'am. Thanks, everyone. And thanks, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Rakesh, third year student, MSI student, Vice President, Delhi unit. I want to recite a poem in Hindi for all the Corona warriors. कि ऊपर से नहीं आए थे धरती पर ही थे जन्मे मसीहा बना दिया इन्हें इन्हीं के कर्म ने ऊपर से नहीं आए थे धरती पे ही थे जन्मे मसीहा बना दिया इन्हें इन्हीं के कर्म ने सड़कें हैं लावारिस घर पर बैठा इंसान है सड़कों पर खादी में सजा हुआ घूम रहा वरदान है सारे कोरोना वॉरियर्स को सबका सलाम है सारे कोरोना वॉरियर्स को सबका सलाम है मंदिर और मस्जिद है बंद बस खुले अस्पताल और मेडिकल की दुकान है सफेद कपड़ों में सजा हुआ घूम रहा डॉक्टर के रूप में वरदान है सारे कोरोना वॉरियर्स को सबका सलाम है स्कूल और कॉलेज है बंद बस खुली राशन की दुकान है हर खबर हम तक पहुंचाने के लिए दिन रात मेहनत कर रहा मीडिया भी महान है सारे कोरोना वॉरियर्स को सबका सलाम है हर सुबह शाम की दुआएं हम करते आपके नाम है हौसला फिर भी है दिलों में क्योंकि आप सब महान है सारे कोरोना वॉरियर्स को मेरा दिल से प्रणाम है सारे कोरोना वॉरियर्स को सबका सलाम है धन्यवाद
थैंक यू बहुत लेट्स क्लैप फॉर हिम राकेश बेटा मुझे तुम पर गर्व है मातृभाषा में तुमने बहुत अच्छे से अपने विचार व्यक्त किए थैंक यू सो मच यही जज्बा चाहिए कि जो जिस रूप में भी कर सके उसे हमें कंट्रीब्यूशन करना चाहिए आई एम रियली हैप्पी टू बी द एंकर ऑफ दिस एंड मे गॉड ब्लेस everybody especially the corona warriors who make the world run despite all these very big odds and I thank you all for joining and it has been a very good time last 1 hour. Now I want to make a final announcement that today's program is recorded and it will be available on MSI YouTube channel from tomorrow onwards. So if anybody wants to see again or show it to somebody, the idea is to inspire as many as possible and to give our heartwarming thanks to the people who have made it their priority to serve the nation as a microbiologist. Thank you all. Have a great evening. Thanks. Namaskar.
Thank you.
madam. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. And thank you for people who are giving me compliments. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
It is because It is because of good audience that we can perform nicely. Because if there are takers, then it gives us strength and enthusiasm.